Um, and that's a great point because people once you recognize it, that's one thing, but then responding to it is something
Yeah.
totally different. And so when we
Mhm.
feel those feelings of anxiety or chaos or some commotion about
Mhm.
doing good, that we bless ourselves, that we just reject those evil spirits, that we just,
Yeah.
purify ourselves or
Mhm.
those that are coming in with this battle for
Mhm.
us, that we, stop it in its tracks, however we pray. And, our
Mhm.
listeners are from multiple denominations and we all have kind of our own traditions about how we do that. But there are some beautiful ways of warding off the evil. And
Mhm.
when we get in a habit of doing that, then it starts to become second nature. But the first step
Yes.
is knowing that it's happening.
Absolutely. Our executive producer and director, Miss Holly Carney, said something to us earlier when she was talking about just giving yourself that cleanse, right? That holy
Mhm.
bath. Can you talk to us about what does that look like for you? And like how can the users, I mean the listeners use that as a tool, like to make that as a daily practice?
Sure. So, when I was talking a minute ago about New Orleans, and I don't mean to badmouth New Orleans, but I don't think I'm saying anything that people don't really already know about our city. And
Yeah.
what's interesting to me is that there's good versus evil in the city at all times and everywhere. New Orleans is not unique to that, but it's just so well known for
Mhm.
its strong faith communities as well as its voodoo, evil, and dark side, and that
Mhm.
they are on the same street, in the
Wow.
same buildings, walking among the same people, that it's constantly these forces back and forth right in
Mhm.
our midst. And um, so for me, I recognize that, but I also, I'm concerned about, for my children in
Mhm.
their own spiritual battles that we see. The enemy attacks them in different ways. And for those of us who have teenagers or college students or even middle school students, for, social media
Mhm.
is that's an episode all on its own, right?
Yeah.
Of the way the enemy uses social media to mess with their confidence, to convince them that wrong is right and that wrong
Mhm.
is good. Um, so it just comes at us in all different ways and,
Yeah.
subtle, not just subtle ways as well as big ways.